What's going on, everyone? Just figured I'd make a video today. This is another video on a little update on Tyler Glockner from Secure Team. Apparently there's been the Dashcam footage released. So yeah, his whole video, which he later took down, of him saying that he was set up and the government was setting him up and stuff, was complete BS. Which is strange too, because it's like, why would you should have expected that somebody would find out. I mean, the dude's got, what is it, like, I don't know, he's got a shit ton of subs. I don't know the exact number, but a bunch. He's put out over like 1,000 videos on ufology and UFO sightings and aliens in general, stuff like that. So, I mean, you got that many followers, you're a YouTube, star. I would imagine you would think that people are going to research what's going on and stuff with you. So the Dashcam footage was released. I put out 2 other videos on Tyler, and first video got a lot of hate. So I imagine this one will too. And honestly, I was pretty respectful on the first video. If you haven't watched it, watch it. I don't see how I was disrespectful in any way or mean, but I really don't care. And the thing is too, is I'm actually a subscriber to Tyler, I've followed him for probably about 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years now, so I don't understand why people were hating on it. It's like, I'm not bashing the dude, but some people are just sheep. So yeah, the Dashcam footage was released and pretty much shows the cop. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I'm not going to play it on here because honestly, it's like a 40-minute Dashcam segment, It's a full episode of a television show, Yeah, but the cop on the way to the crash, by the way, he didn't wake up in his driveway like he said in his car. Oh, he woke up in his car, but it was literally smashed into a ditch on the side of the road. You could tell there's a mailbox down on the way there. When they get to the scene, one of the cops is holding a bottle of vodka that they found in the center console, pouring it out. So the whole video that Tyler put out saying, I don't drink. I drink probably 1 drink at New Year's. That's a lie. The whole part on Tyler saying that he barely takes an aspirin even for a headache, that's a lie. You can hear one of the cops listing off, I guess, the drugs they found in the vehicle, if not the drugs that Tyler was on. It was antidepressants, Ambien, Suboxone, and Xanax. So, and I'm not perfect. I've played around with drugs in the past. I'm a recovering alcoholic, so I'm not judging at all, But I know just from, I remember one night, I'm not going to go into the full story, but I remember when I was probably about 18, 19 years old, I had drank probably about 6 shots of vodka and took a Xanax. I'd never tried Xanax, and I tried it for the first time, and it screwed me up. All I remember was like fragments. Like, I blacked out, and all I remember is fragments, and I just remember me crawling around, butt-ass naked, drooling and crying, apologizing to someone. I mean, I was just out of my head, so, like, dude, you're driving on that. You're driving around, drinking, on Xanax. Ambien, another thing, too. I've heard horror stories of people taking Ambien and drinking. You're not supposed to drink on Ambien, you know, and blacking out and doing just the most insane things like murdering people, shit like that. Like, it could be fake news, but I've heard horror stories of people on Ambien and drinking. I'm trying to think what else was on the video. Yeah, and then at one point in the video, he starts like rambling on about some prostitute could give him head. Um, Something about him and his buddies have PTSD and she'll give him head or have sex with him. I don't know. Even the cops were like, at the end of the dash cam video, the cops are even like, yeah, he's out of his head, rambling, barely can stand up. You could see him throughout the video, staggering and shit, mumbling and slurring. And one part I thought was kind of crummy was they find the bottle of vodka in the middle of the console, and he's like, they're like, whose is this? He's like, oh, not mine. And they're like, is this your wife's? And he said, well, it ain't mine. I'm thinking that's kind of crummy, man. Like, I don't know, if I was found with alcohol or weed or something like that in my vehicle, like, I would take the blame for my wife, whether it was mine or hers. Like, sorry, that's just what you do when you're married. You know, sometimes you take the hit for the other person. You know, I could be wrong, but that's just my mindset on marriage. You know, I wouldn't want my wife being locked up. I would take the hit for her, whether it was mine or not. I don't know. That's just, call me old fashioned, I guess. But yeah, honestly, the sad thing is there has been people in the ufology community who have disappeared mysteriously or been taken out, you know, for saying too much. And I mean, it makes for views, you know, saying the government took you out or setting you up and all that jazz. But at the end of the day, you're lying. You know, there's already too much deceit and hoaxes and lies in the ufology community, you know. And once you burn your bridges on being labeled a liar, a fraud, it's kind of hard to get that respect back. Because, I mean, if you lied once, it's hard for anyone to believe anything you've said. So, my thing is the way I would have handled it if I was in Tyler's shoes is kept it on the down low as much as possible that you got locked up. And then when someone exposed you, I'd say, look, I'd be honest about it. I'd be like, look, I'm struggling with alcoholism and or drug use. Struggling with depression issues, because one of the drugs that was mentioned was antidepressants. Because, I mean, this is 2020, you know, we live in a time where I guarantee almost everyone has someone who's addicted to something in their family, someone who's struggling with addiction. And I think people would have respected that for him to just come clean and just be like, look, I struggle with addiction, you know, and just told the truth. I think people respect that more than they respect lying, you know. Because once you're labeled a liar, it's hard to get that trust back. But yeah, I mean, and this is coming from someone who struggles with addiction in general. I've struggled with alcohol abuse for probably, I would say, about 6-7 years. I struggled with alcohol. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, yes, the actions that you do on alcohol or the mistakes you make, they suck, but that's something you have to live with, you know. But that's part of the 12-step program, is making amendments and apologizing. And honestly, as someone who's gone through 12-step program, I've never completed it, but I've gotten to about step 4 or something like that. Um, that is the biggest part is making your amendments. That's all you can do. If whether your family accepts your amendments or don't, or the victims of those actions you did under the influence of that particular drug, whether they accept your amendments, your apologies or not, you did what you were supposed to do. That's it. Your hands are clean. And that to me is one of the most relieving processes in the whole making amendments, is basically confessing your sins. Look, this is what I did. I fucked up. I apologize. And it's not up to you if they accept or not. If they don't accept, honestly, fuck them. Fuck them. Who cares? You know, I've had family members and stuff who have watched me go through this, my particular alcohol abuse issues, and who have been proud of me to see me get clean. I mean, I'll be 2 months clean coming up sometime this month. I can't remember the actual date, you know. This is the most sober I've been in a while. And I've had people who have been cool with me and been like, wow, you're doing awesome, and they're a good support team. And then I've had people I've tried to make amendments to, and they're just like, nah, you know, because they don't get it. They haven't worked a 12-step program. They haven't read the big book. So they don't get it. And they think that you're being non-remorseful. And it's like, dude, I'm doing the program. I'm living day by day. You know, just they think you're being non-remorseful because you made the amendment they didn't accept, and you wash your hands clean of it, and you're walking around with a smile. And they're like, look at him, he has no remorse for his actions. Oh, we do. We have remorse for our actions. We have to deal with that every day. We have to be reminded of that. We have to think about that. But you do the best you can, you know? And, you know, honestly, it's very freeing to make those amendments and to work the big book. I mean, it's been the most freeing feeling that I've had of just pretty much being given that second chance, reading the big book and working the big book, and getting that shit off your chest. Look, I fucked up, but I'm different now. And if you believe it or not, I don't care. I gotta work on me. I gotta find me and work on me and find my spirituality and all that jazz. Like, you can sit there and, oh, Abe's a drunk, Abe's a POS. That's fine, dude. Say what you want, believe what you want. But I'm different now. Whether you see it or don't see it, I don't care. Fuck you. I gotta do me. So yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go on that rant, but that is something I'm passionate about, is AA and the 12-step program. I mean, that's one thing where I found my spirituality back again. I'm not religious, probably never will be. I still remain an agnostic, but basically, the best advice I have to give to Tyler is get help, man. I mean, I'm not judging you. You know, I'm not judging you for your sins, and it wouldn't matter anyways if I did judge you for your sins, dude. That's you. As long as you get help and you try to be better and try to get clean, that's all you fucking can do, man. Fuck everyone else. You gotta work on you. You gotta do you. But you can't lie, bro. Can't lie. That's it. I'm out.